Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how you are not broken, you are learning. And I think it's funny because when you're a child and you're learning and you fail and you make mistakes and you fall and you mess up, you're really rewarded for those things, at least if you've grown up with people who understand that children aren't perfect and nobody's perfect and that we make mistakes. But usually in school or, with family members and things like that, you're rewarded when you're taking your first steps and you stumble and you fall because that means that you tried and that you're going to get better and that you're going to keep practicing. And I was thinking of this analogy earlier about how, you know, we view ourselves like once we're adults or once we kind of take a look at our lives and want to make change, we view ourselves as broken, right? We view ourselves as, not complete, not whole. We view ourselves as not in the place where we want to be, without fully knowing that you're exactly where you need to be and that the mistakes are going to happen, just like when you're younger and you're learning to do things for the first time, right? For a lot of people, this is the first time in their life where they've had to learn how to control their emotions, where they've had to learn how to manage their depression without needing to talk to someone or needing somebody to help them. And you're going to stumble, you're going to fall those few times. And again, the analogy that I use with the child walking, and the way that I relate it to people saying that they're broken is if you have a child who is learning how to walk and, the first few times that they try, they stumble and they fall and, they're still learning, you wouldn't say that they're unable to walk and then put them in a wheelchair for the rest of their life just because they weren't able to complete that task like the first few times. You know what I'm saying? So I think we should do that for ourselves too, even as adults. And I'm not saying anything against people who are like disabled or differently abled. I'm just using that as an example because as adults, like when we fail or when we try to do something and we can't get it right the first time, we label ourselves as broken or hurt or damaged or all these different things. And it's like, we can free ourselves from that label. We really don't have to have that label in our lives, no matter what we do, no matter how many times we fail. And yeah, that's just something that has been on my mind heavy for the past few days, because as I said, I'm going through my own journey. I'm learning, different things. I'm learning how to be loved and how to love others genuinely without really expecting in return. And I'm learning how to cultivate different friendships and relationships. And I'm learning about the type of person that I know I am and that I know I can be. And you're going to fall. And it's easy to label yourself as stupid or, doing the wrong things or all these different things. And it's like, you really don't have to. You don't have to do that. There's no reason to label yourself when you're still learning, you're still growing, you're still trying. So always remember that if you get into the mindset where your mind is racing, you're just thinking, man, I can't do anything right. I always fail. Like, just know that it's supposed to be like that. Think about when you were younger and you were learning to do things for the first time, right? Like when you were getting potty trained, you didn't just learn how to use the restroom once and then you never had an accident again. No, like things happen, right? And you're going to fail. And that's what's going to help you along your journey and get you to that end goal that you're trying to get to. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about today. Super short video. Thank you again, you guys, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Super close to 100 followers. I'm very excited. If you guys have any thoughts on the video below, please let me know. I would love, love, love to hear. If you have any video ideas either, let me know too. And I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.